Just close your eyes. Know the peace within.
You are ever in your nectar state. Your true state cannot be explained, can neither be described. You are ever in that nectar state, even just now. Nothing has never happened to you. Still, you never know it. You never know the supreme secret about yourself. You never know that you exist in deep sleep. Only upon waking, you come to know that you exist. You are conscious of yourself in the waking state. Once you are conscious of yourself, along with your form, so many forms happen simultaneously, and the movie begins with your perception. Right from brushing the teeth and then carrying out all activities throughout the waking state till you brush the teeth at the end of the waking state before going to sleep. Whatever that appears, whatever that happens, is not you. This secret you never know. You consider only this waking state to be true because you do not know your original state, which is the nectar state. Your original state is the non-dual state, which you are now, and you are ever in that state, whether waking state happens, sleep state happens, or dream state happens. You are ever in that state, but you never know about your nectar state because you are involving yourself only with the perceived actions, perceived happenings within space. The very fundamental base for everything here within space is your consciousness, through which you come to know that you exist as I amness. In deep sleep, you do not know that you are. Spontaneously, upon waking, you come to know that you are. I call this your conscious presence as I amness. You know that you exist without words. Only through your conscious presence, you know that you are. but for consciousness, you cannot know your presence at all, though you are ever here. So this consciousness plays an important role to know about your nectar state, about your supreme state, about your eternal state. So the very base through which you come to know that you are is only due to this consciousness. Once you are conscious, simultaneously you see so many things around you, so many actions around you, so many movements around you, so many happenings around you. So you are immediately carried away by whatever you perceive naturally. So you go on accept every part of the frame, every movement, every happening within space to be real, to be real, to be real. There's nothing wrong in that. Initially, you will be only like this. By accepting everything to be real, you want to modify the happenings around you. You want to improve everything around you. That is also quite natural. It's okay. Like this, you go on spend your entire waking state in improving the way of living or whatever it is. By not knowing that whatever perceived or not real, exactly like a movie on a screen. Your consciousness remains unknown to you because your consciousness is labeled as so and so, so and so, so and so. It is only for a play that you are so and so, so and so, depending upon the form nature, the design of the form. The form is conditioned or labeled with certain labels, with certain names. It is consciousness which appears as all forms within space. It is consciousness which is functioning through all forms within space. But your consciousness never knows that it is consciousness unless you come across a realized who says to you that you are not the form and you are more than the form and nothing has never happened to you. And only he can wake you up and make you aware of your nectar state. Though you are already in the nectar state, it remains unknown to you just now. Because once you are conscious of yourself, you take every movement, every happening within space to be more real. How can one live peacefully when one accepts everything to be real, like perceiving a dream in which everything appears to be real. Unless one wakes up, the dream appears to be real only. Exactly here, throughout your waking state, everything appears to be real at the time of perception. Then every happening goes on, appearing, disappearing, appearing, disappearing. And what is that factor which remains constant throughout waking state is nothing but your I amness consciousness. Your conscious presence alone remains the same throughout your waking state. The rest of the movements or actions are constantly changing at a greater speed in no time. But you never go inward to know the consciousness within you. So you accept all that movements within space to be real, though they are not real. By accepting that which is not real as real, how can one remain joyful, peaceful? How can one know the nectar state in you? First of all, you are non-dual. You know your conscious presence only in duality, as I amness within space. You are prior to space in your original state just now, but whatever you perceive within space and is only due to duality. Only in duality you come to know that you are. But you never know that there is a state prior to this duality. You are non-dual, prior to form, prior to duality, prior to consciousness. But you never know the supreme secret about yourself. You take whatever that appears within space to be real. As you are yet to transcend the duality. The duality is within space, but the truth is beyond space. Why you are made to close your eyes? Because when your eyes are open, you are perceiving all objects within space and accepting also to be more real, more real, more real. Unless you transcend the duality and know what you are prior to duality, you cannot remain peaceful. You are made to close your eyes because when you close your eyes, you are beyond space. I say go inwardly. Inwardly means, outwardly means whatever that appears within space. Inwardly means beyond space. That's why every meditator is asked to close eyes and to go inward to find out what they are. Just by closing eyes, you are shutting off the movie within space. Just now, you are free from the movie. You are free from all movements. You are free from the entire show. Now you remain so peaceful, relaxed. Exactly, you were like this in your deep sleep. In deep sleep also, you are closing eyes and knowing your beyondness. But to know your beyondness, consciousness missing in deep sleep. You are no more conscious of yourself in deep sleep. But now you are more conscious of yourself. So very easily you can know that which is beyond space, that which is prior to space, that which is prior to duality. The non-dual can be known to you directly once your eyes are closed and enter deeper. See, now you don't see any form once your eyes are closed. Beyond space, there's no manifestation. Beyond space, neither form nor world, anything. To know your beyondness, initially you are made to close your eyes. The first thing is knowing the peace within. The peace is stillness within. Just now, you know the stillness within. Stillness is more than enough to you to explore the nectar state in you. It is ever there. You cannot say, I miss stillness. That means you are still stuck at the duality level, through movement level, through the object level, through the form level, through the words level. You go on talk endlessly, and you fail to know that which is beyond words. Why you are made to close your eyes? Because when you close your eyes, you are free from all objects. So there's nothing to describe, nothing to complain about, nothing to compare about, because there's no object. So you are totally free from all such nonsense. That's why you remain relaxed. Once you settle down and stabilize in this stillness, you remain cool, calm, in spite of eyes open. Even your eyes are open, you will perceive the world like a show, like a movie, and remain undisturbed, provided you settle down deeply within. Once you know to abide in stillness and observe silently beyond words, then very easily you can explore the truth about yourself. Very rarely, few only go deeper and deeper and deeper and find out what they are exactly. You are already that. and always that. How can you miss yourself? How do you miss yourself? Because you never respect yourself. You never love yourself. You never value yourself. Your focus is never, never, never towards yourself. You find so difficult to focus on yourself. Your focus is always on everything other than yourself. Now I am helping you to focus your attention inwardly towards yourself. Yourself means your consciousness. Your consciousness is nothing but the light within, out of which every object is created spontaneously just now within space. Unless you focus your attention inwardly and stabilize inwardly, you cannot know the truth about yourself. You are taking things for granted as if the world is already there and you are very late to the world. It's not so. Can there be any world if you are not conscious? Where is the world other than your consciousness? Just now, world happens in your consciousness. In your consciousness only, the world is happening. Cosmos are happening. All appearances are happening. You will never know the beauty of yourself because you never show any interest on yourself. You are the supreme hero. How do you forget yourself? Why you fail to be with yourself? Because yourself contains all and everything begins from your consciousness only. Just now, at the conscious level, there's no such stories, no such comparison or competition. Because there are no persons at the conscious level. Only at the personality level, you take the form to be yourself. And you take the past to be yourself. And you take the story to be real. At the personality level, you are completely sleeping forever, ever, ever, ever. Only at the conscious level, your consciousness starts waking up. So the only remedy is to be conscious of yourself, so that you can wake up from this duality show and know the nectar state beyond duality. I keep on telling you to be conscious of yourself, but you keep on forgetting to be conscious of yourself. To that extent, you remain ignorant about yourself. You need constant and continuous reminder that you are consciousness only at present. Otherwise, immediately you fall a trap to the unreal show. There's no chance for you at all to wake up and know what you are exactly and also to know the nectar state in you, to know the eternal state in you, as long as you are holding the personality to be yourself. Still you find so difficult to be conscious of yourself. You are already conscious. Through efforts, through constant efforts, and through memory, you give more importance to the personality and fail to know that you are only prior to memory, prior to form, prior to words, and you are consciousness only just now. And truth is beyond words. What word is needed to know the absolute truth about yourself? Tell me. Through which word you can explore the truth about yourself? Tell me. And your state is beyond words. The beginning of your state is the stillness within you just now. Why do you fail to stabilize in the stillness, which is preventing you? It is your original state, beyond words, prior to words. To that extent, you are continuously carried away by words, by sound, by movement, not knowing all these words, sound, and movement are not you. They are never you. They are all within duality. You are prior to duality. You are only observing a movie within duality. Duality is the biggest screen in which the space happens first. In that space, every object is reflected. Just now, you fail to know the observer in you. That's the difficulty. The drawback is you are going on talking or describing or debating only about that is perceived. No one knows the observer within. You are made an expert to describe about things, to debate about things, to show more knowledge than other. It's all just a play. There's nothing wrong in it. But when are you going to wake up and know that nothing has never happened to you? When will you wake up? When you are more into duality. Just now I am telling you, you are the non-dual observer. You are beyond space, prior to duality. You are observing all the movements within duality. Duality means only movements. But non-duality is prior to movement. There's no movement at all. Duality is full of changes, constantly changing and appearing, disappearing, appearing, disappearing. In non-dual, there's neither appearance nor disappearance. How come you are continuously caught by the duality show? Because you are yet to wake up to know you are non-dual observer state. My question is, whatever you describe or complain or compare and remain worried about, who is the observer other than you? It is your own movie in which you are perceiving a continuous non-stop show, and nobody else observes your movie. Like how you perceive a dream in deep sleep, and who else can observe your dream other than you, and who else can wake up from the dream other than you. Exactly here, the entire duality, the entire waking state is a bigger dream through which you are continuously suffering because of identifications. Very easily, in no time, you can wake up from this. Because you are already the observer, you cannot become the observer. It's just a point of awakening is only needed. You continuously observe, whether waking happens or sleep happens or dream happens. You are the constant observer prior to all these states. And nothing has never happened to you. You are in your original state, like exactly how you are sitting in a theater or a hall and perceiving only a horror movie, in which in the movie so many horror things are happening. But nothing has never happened to the observer. But still you remain fearful by perceiving a movie because of identification. Exactly here, in this bigger waking state, in this duality show, which is variation of or modulation of varieties of movements like a movie, you remain disturbed, fearful, worried, because you are yet identifying the movie. Why identifying? Because you are not yet conscious of yourself. You never know that you are only observing. Just now I'm not telling any story. I cannot tell any story. I can only make you relief from all stories imposed on you unknowingly. Just now, who else is observing other than you? And who is perceiving the movie other than you? And who else can wake up other than you? You yourself are yet to wake up. And you want to wake up so many, not knowing that it is only your dream where nothing is real and every happenings are continuously changing at a greater speed. A beautiful play is going on within duality. As an observer, nothing has never happened to you. But still, though nothing has never happened to you, you appear to be struggling. Because you are yet to know that you only observe. Can you prove that everybody is observing? Where do they all exist other than your consciousness? Only at the personality level you say everybody this and that. At the conscious level, there's nobody here other than your conscious presence. Everyone, every form appears just now in your consciousness. Why not you wake up and know? See, you find so easy to identify and observe the movie, but you find so difficult to come out of the movie. So much identification. Now I am expounding to you. You are only the observer. First to find out the observer in you, then you know that you are already free from the observed show. Only a few can wake up. Having come here, better go inward, observe silently, and know that it is you who observes everything just now. In your observation only, the world appears, cosmos appears, all appearances appear. But for your observation, there's nothing here. You never give importance to yourself. Had you given importance to yourself, you should have woken up by this time. To that extent, you remain ignorant about yourself. Only realized can wake up your consciousness because they have so much compassion. They know what you are exactly and nothing has never happened. In spite of that, you keep on worrying, struggling because you are yet to wake up from the dream perceived. All these words are coming only out of compassion towards the consciousness which wants to wake up. It's not to all. This knowledge is not to all. This is only for the selected few, to the blessed few who wants to wake up. Because my teachings are from non-dual source, addressed to the consciousness which happens to be for a shorter duration in duality and accept the unreal show as real as it is yet to be conscious of itself. Each and every word is coming straight from the source, only to wake up the consciousness within you. Because I know that you are in endless joy, infinite peace, and eternal state. Still, you are unable to know your original state. You are continuously deceived by whatever is perceived within duality. What to say? I can only make you still. Because I am the source of stillness too. Once you are with me, you cannot miss yourself. Having come here and listening, you cannot miss yourself. Because yourself is within me here. Now yourself merges in the source of awareness. It feels relaxed inwardly. By relaxing inwardly, your consciousness wakes up. But you never remain relaxed continuously. You remain relaxed only for a particular duration in terms of time, though you are in timelessness. Utter relaxation is needed inwardly. Inwardly, there's no movement at all. Every movement is only a reflection of the light within space. Beyond space, there's no movement. I'm taking you beyond space and making you aware of what you are exactly. Once you take my words deeply, because these words penetrate your consciousness and wake you up to know what you are. Very easily you can wake up right now. Nothing prevents you having come here. It is like an ocean in which a river is merging. When the river of consciousness merges in the ocean of awareness, then the river is no more. It becomes the ocean. Exactly, your consciousness now merges through stillness within the source of itself, where there's no movement. So now your consciousness becomes one with the source. There's no movement. You have to settle and stabilize at this point. Inwardly, the non-dual is there, beyond space. Outwardly, when your eyes are open, immediately space and duality and the show. Space, the duality and the show are inseparable. But you are the absolute observer prior to duality, prior to space, prior to the show. When are you going to know? How will you wake up when you are constantly taking the words to be real? The words are just for utility. It is not you. Words are only for communication. It is not you. Once you know the supreme truth about yourself, you will enjoy the play more. You will not find fault with the play because here there are no persons. Every movement is happening spontaneously right now, including your breathing. You are not making any effort to breathe now. Try to breathe. Effortlessly, breathing is going on. Effortlessly, heartbeat is going on. So effortlessly, everything is going on. You make effort, and get dejected. Why not observe silently? You are an emperor. How you are made, you remain as a beggar within duality. At the non-duality level, you are an observer, an emperor. An emperor observing a movie in which you appear to be begging. You never know that you remain as a beggar only within duality, which is a dream state. Unless you wake up, how can you know that you are an emperor? You are already an emperor at the non-dual state. Because of the spontaneous interaction of the elements just now, you appear to be begging and doing all actions within duality, within space. You never know that you are perceiving only an unreal show. So immediately you are caught by the show, so you forget what you are. You can never know what you are unless you wake up from the dream. So all my teachings, every words from this source level are only to wake up the consciousness within you so that you can know your supreme richness beyond duality. I keep on telling you that nothing has never happened to you. I don't know to what extent you receive this knowledge. The more deeper you receive this knowledge, the more it will benefit your consciousness. Because I am addressing this exclusivity consciousness, not any persons here. There are no persons here. Each and every form is created spontaneously just now out of love by consciousness. This love is universal, it's not individual. This love is indivisible, beyond division, beyond boundaries. You are more than love. First you must know what love is, then only you can know the source of love. There's no division here. In this journey, first of all, you must know to love yourself. First. And the first point is to love yourself. How to love yourself? Just close your eyes and know the peace within. Here begins everything. Love is not an object. It is your own subject, out of which entire manifestation happens just now. Entire forms are appearing out of love just now. Each and every object is appearing out of love just now. Your breathing is out of love just now. Your heartbeat is out of love just now. Spontaneously, love is spontaneous. It is going on for no reason. Love does not expect anything. Love is not individual or person. Love is by consciousness. Love is not possessiveness. Love is simply observing everything silently. Because the whole universe happens in your consciousness just now. But for your consciousness, there's neither space nor cosmos or universe or world. You contain everything within you, not knowing that you contain everything within you. You start begging for the individual love. Give me love, give me love. You are an emperor. Why do you beg? Because you don't know that you are the source of love. Love is beyond words. You cannot contain it. It's not individual, it is universal. First, you must love yourself. The moment you start loving yourself, that shows that you start respecting yourself. And then you are valuing yourself also. Then only you can focus your attention on yourself silently, because yourself contains all. There's no thing here other than your consciousness. When are you going to know that yourself is the source of all that perceived in space? Yourself is deceived by its own reflection. Every reflection is due to elements out of the light of consciousness. Your consciousness remains ignorant about itself. That is the main basic reason for every calamity within space. Your consciousness never knows that it is consciousness. Yourself never know about itself. Yourself remains ignorant forever throughout the waking state. Then how will your consciousness wake up and know about the Supreme Self, about the Supreme Source, about itself? You are totally in ignorance, within duality. Who will wake you up? Tell me, who can wake you up? Unless your conscious knows itself, there's no remedy at all here within space. I go on to emphasize this point because your consciousness remains totally ignorant about itself. It never knows that it is consciousness. It never knows that everything arises out of itself just now. It neither knows that everything is a reflection of the elements out of itself, nor it knows that awareness is a source of consciousness. In both the ways, your consciousness remains ignorant. So it is your consciousness which has to wake up, which is in complete ignorance throughout the waking state. And there's only one chance for your consciousness to wake up, that is to be conscious of oneself. That's what I'm doing now here, making your eyes closed and knowing the peace within. Just now, your conscious is conscious of itself. This is the beginning of the journey. Why not settle here? If you trust yourself, if you value yourself, if you respect yourself, if you love yourself, automatically you will stabilize here constantly. Throughout your sleep state, you are like this, but you are no more conscious of yourself. Now you are so fortunate to be conscious of yourself. Why not you remain conscious of yourself throughout the waking state? That's my question. You are conscious. In your consciousness only everything is happening. Why not you remain conscious of yourself, which is preventing you? Unless you are determined to wake up from the duality show, there's no chance for you. And having come here and listening to the source, listening to the talks from the source, you have more than 10% choice or chances to wake up. You can't miss yourself once you come here. Because I am not giving any story, I am not giving any references here. You alone prevail here. Where is any reference other than yourself? All references are within duality. You are non-dual. You don't need any reference at all. Because everything begins from you. Everything is happening in you. And everything ends up in you. And you are the only observer. You need immense courage to be with yourself. That's a drawback. Why not you remain courageous? Which is preventing you? I know which is preventing you. Only identifications. You are made completely ignorant, totally ignorant through identifications. Why not you discard all such nonsense and be conscious of yourself? At least after coming here and listening to me, because I am more concerned about your consciousness. I am not concerned about any persons, but the consciousness within every form here. There's only one consciousness functioning through all forms. But see how it suffers because it fails to know itself. Your consciousness remains totally ignorant. First come out of the ignorance. Identifications are not you. You are consciousness. There's no need to read any book. Just read yourself. Go within. You contain the answer within. The answer is not in any book. If there is any answer, that is not the answer. You are the answer right now for all questions. Questions are within duality. Answer is non-dual prior to duality. You are already the answer. You contain the answer. By not knowing the answer in you, you are simply roaming here and there in duality. Out of ignorance of yourself. Again I emphasize, out of ignorance of yourself, because your consciousness never knows that it is consciousness. Make a note of it. Your consciousness remains totally ignorant about itself due to identifications. It identifies itself as everything. I am so and so, this is that, this is that. But it never knows, it never declares, yes, I am consciousness only. Unless it is courageous and conscious, it cannot know about itself. You are courageous only, you are fearlessness. I know what you are exactly. I am just waking you. This wakefulness is within, not outside, with eyes open. Don't say that I am wakeful by remaining with eyes open. Even when your eyes are open, you still remain asleep only inwardly. Wakefulness is inward. Inward means beyond space. Outward means within space. Now you know the difference. Outward means within space. Inward means beyond space. Within space, you are only sleeping. But out of beyond space, prior to duality, at the non-dual level, you never sleep. You are only observing. At the non-dual state, you neither sleep nor dream nor doing anything. At the non-dual state, you only observe all the states which you can term it as anything. Now you all say it's a waking state, sleep state, dream state, but everything is only dream state only. Even with the eyes open, your consciousness is still in sleep only. So your consciousness, which is sleeping through identification, needs to wake up. How? By remaining conscious of itself. So simple it is. But you find so difficult to grasp and abide. That's why I'm wondering, having come here and listening to my talks directly, how come you are missing yourself? Do you understand clearly what I am expounding here? You cannot miss yourself once you listen to me deeply. Your consciousness needs to wake up from the duality show, from all identifications. Consciously. Consciously means beyond words. Beyond words means stillness. So your consciousness, which is trapped through identification by words, now start remaining conscious of itself beyond words, by staying beyond words. So your consciousness first needs to be conscious of itself. By remaining conscious of itself, it stays beyond words. By staying beyond words, it's already wakeful. So whenever you stay beyond words, you remain wakeful only. You means your consciousness. By staying beyond words and being with yourself, very easily your consciousness, which is perceiving its own reflection, now with eyes closed, starts focusing on itself, on its own source from where it arises. By closing your eyes, your consciousness is focusing attention and merging in the source itself. Now you are one with the source. So your consciousness is so wakeful. So whenever you are with me, your consciousness remains wakeful. What I am telling you, even when you go out, you should remain wakeful. Your consciousness should remain wakeful. How come you are missing it? Why you are not remaining wakeful? I am with you always. Here I am means not a person, and you are also no more person. You are consciousness. The consciousness is within me. I am the source. Awareness. Your consciousness is always within me. You are always within me. You are never separate from the source. You never know this secret also. You are never separate from the source, exactly like lying down in your bed. And only in deep sleep you start perceiving a dream which appears. But you are, as an observer, you are lying down in the bed only. Exactly here. You are already in the source. You are only perceiving a drama or a movie or a dream or a play within space. You are prior to space. This you know only by waking up. While dreaming, you do not know that you are lying down in the bed. Only upon waking, you come to know that you are in the bed already and nothing has never happened to you. Exactly here. Your consciousness is already in the source. Your consciousness is never separate from the source. But it never knows that it is never separate. It is already in the source. Because it never wakes up. It is continuously dragged down by every part of the movie throughout the waking state. It never knows what happens to the sleep state, and everything is happening just now and disappearing also just now. Tell me what is real. The real is beyond words, beyond form, beyond space, beyond duality, and you are that already. The more your conscious is the source itself without focusing on the movie just now as you are with your eyes closed. Your consciousness is more wakeful now. Whenever you are free, just close your eyes and merge within the source. I am with you always. Beyond words, you are one with me. Words divide. Your consciousness is never separate from me. Just merge beyond words, beyond movements, and know that you are already that. It is your consciousness which is trapped by the identifications throughout the waking state. Now starts remaining conscious of itself through stillness and starts merging in the source itself and wakes up totally. By waking up totally, your consciousness transcends the duality and knows that it is the ever-present observer. It is already in the nectar state only, and nothing has never happened to it. Better wake up and know you are already that.